It's been just over 24 hours, like right now actually. I've already started the process of degassing. But look at that. I can see how everything is coming together right. It smells, it has a little bit of an aroma to it. This gas has a little bit of that yeasty aroma to it, which is to be expected, right? So I'm just degassing it now. It's going to take a few minutes, but it is happening. When I checked it about an hour ago before I started this whole process, it was already bubbling like this, and it was just moving constantly. It just looks right. I'm seeing, now that I'm giving it a swirl, I'm seeing all of these bubbles come up, which is great. When I do this, I see a bunch of bubbles come up. I would say probably hundreds of bubbles just coming up all sides here. All of that's pressure is coming through and coming out here. So I'm going to do this for probably about 5 minutes because I feel that there's a lot going on here. Zoe approves. Zoe thinks 5 minutes is also. So that's it. Let's add a little bit and make sure it don't foam over. Okay. It sounds like a soda, which is nice. It is going a little crazy here. So part of me is getting nervous because those bubbles are getting higher. It's a Monday afternoon. I have to finish work. I have to make dinner, but I got to do this first. So I'm like, trying not to rush because I don't want to screw this up, but kind of have to rush because I'm hungry. Hey, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't make any money doing this. So I just do this for the love of the game. And the game gets in the way of life sometimes too, regardless of how much we love doing it. It's got way more carbonization than I thought it would, which is good. I mean, that means the process is really moving along. It's just a matter of making sure we do it properly and making sure that we gas it, we burp it right, because otherwise it can be, we just have like we're gonna have a nasty mess on our hands if otherwise, you know. Which would be kind of funny if I wasn't the one that had to clean it up. If something goes sideways, hopefully I won't get hurt by breaking glass, and especially the dogs won't get hurt either, hopefully, but the mess will be monumental. Because I just can't, this stuff, honey is sticky by itself and you put it in water and then you just have basically like, if you like spray a Coke everywhere, it would do the same thing, right? You could leave it off, you could leave the top off, but I got fruit flies, and those suckers just appear out of nowhere, and that's the absolute last thing. I'd rather have a geyser mess than have a fruit fly go into this. That's how badly I don't want a fruit fly in this. If that makes any sense. Wow, this has so many bubbles. You see the bubbles are subsiding here, but what you can't see is there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bubbles just coming up the side here. It's looking okay. The bubbles have subsided from the middle. It was really getting thick there for a moment. So I'm going to take another small amount here, dump it in. The guy in the video said it's going to take a minute, so I don't want to rush this. Ooh, I'm seeing more bubbles come up now that I did that, and I'm seeing all of the the nutrients here start to foam up a little bit, and the bubbles are getting larger again, and the circle of still fluid is shrinking in the middle. It's mostly gone. Yep. Probably have like 3 more spoonfuls like that to go, so good to give it a minute. gas that's coming out of this is incredible. I figured it would be it would have some, but I did not realize it was going to be this much. So that means this process is strong and healthy. So, I mean, that's what you want. So I only have to do this part of the process, feeding, I mean, one more time in 5 days. The other times I do have to burp it. I want to just stick my finger in there and stir it around like you do with a Coke goes over, but that would be the dumbest thing. It's like a fruit fly and sticking my finger in. They're both just equally as dumb. Oh, did I just spill a lot of water out of it? Yes, I did. Not a problem. It's just tap water. Or actually, that's filtered water. Very faint alcohol smell, but mostly it smells like when I'm making bread with yeast. Let that sit for a moment. I think I'm going to dump this and put fresh water in. Not that it needs it. I think I just used too much water. Or I dumped too much water. What am I saying? Come on. I know what you want. It's still got time. Okay. Okay. Last bit. All right. Put our cap back on. Top is on tight. Our mead is fed after 24 hours. So now we'll be back. I'll probably make a video about burping, but I'm going to be burping it periodically. And then the next time I'm going to feed it is in 5 days. So the next proper video will be in 5 days.